Hi, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to Soul Infused Monday. Every Monday at 9 a.m. Pacific time, 12 p.m. Eastern time. And today I am live from Solana Beach, San Diego in California. And I'm excited that you're here. So today I'm going to talk about anger, the truth about anger. And I'm doing this because I posted a video yesterday. It was a little rant video about, anger. And I got so many comments, so many responses, so many messages that I wanted to continue this conversation with you today and dive a little bit deeper so to see the whole concept of it. So what I would encourage you to do or invite you to do to really watch the whole thing, because otherwise you might only get half of it, and if you don't have the whole overview of about anger or the truth of anger, the energy of anger, you might miss out. So let me know if you hear me and see me. Leave a comment below. I just came back from Palm Springs. I spent 1 week in Palm Springs for two amazing events. And I have been traveling quite a bit. Most of you know I left earlier because of the hurricane. And so I've been traveling. I've been in Palm Springs. I just came back last night. So I'm here in San Diego at the moment. And I'm excited to spend some time with you today. Let me know if you have any questions. Hey, Azaya, welcome back. Great. Welcome back in San Diego, though. And so let me share with you real brief what I did yesterday and why I want to talk about this today as well. So I shared a video yesterday where I was upset and I was actually angry, and I shared what I was angry about. And the thing that I was angry about is that often in our society, especially for women, but in general, like it's kind of like it's not spoken, but it's not acceptable to be angry. And a lot of people are uncomfortable to deal with anger because unfortunately we don't really learn how to deal with anger. And I will get back to that in a minute. And I was frustrated about the fact that when you do express your upsetness or you speak up for your truth, you use that energy to really communicate something confidently. And if someone doesn't, is not able to deal with that in a good way, they try to kind of dumb you down. They're kind of like try to make you feel a different way, or they tell you, hey, like don't feel this way and anger is bad. And so I made this video yesterday, and because I got so many responses, I wanted to continue to talk about this. So first of all, I would like to hear from you. What do you believe about anger? Very, very basic. There's no right or wrong answer. So is anger bad? Is anger good? Is anger bad and good? Like, what's your perspective and opinion about anger? And leave a comment below. And be super honest. Like, it's really, this is an open conversation, and I want you to participate. I'm doing this also for you. And as much as I know where you are around that topic, I can support you better. So just leave me a comment below real quick. Just do it. Anger, good, bad, anger, I don't know. I have no opinion about anger. Don't just watch and be passive. Be active here with us, with me, and Debbie. Hi, Debbie. Hi, Sonia. Good and bad. Okay, great. So what's good, what's bad? And I will talk about what the difference between having anger as a destructive tool and using anger very powerfully for yourself, but also in communication with others. Okay, so Debbie is spot on. If you can see it as something bad, you can say it's as something good. You can hurt, and you can also create the opposite. Angelina, raised as a good girl, I was told anger was unladylike. Okay, ladies, who can resonate with that? I can. And that was part of actually my anger rant yesterday, especially for women. And I know I have men in my audience and I love them and I want you to put your opinion there as well. But can you resonate as a woman growing up hearing, or you get approval when you're nice, when you smile, when you please, and it's somehow not okay to express anger or to be angry as a girl, okay? So it's a deep conditioning. But I sorry because it's easy to feel like anger is bad and I want to ignore it. Yeah, okay, great. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. Okay, so let me bring a few basics in here. And anger is not good or bad or anything at all. Anger is an energy, like everything else. And there is a destructive way of using it, especially when we are unconscious about it. And there is also a very healthy way of dealing with it. I had a woman writing back to me and she says, anger is unhealthy for me. That's what she stated. And I knew what she meant. However, I also want to say unexpressed anger is unhealthy for you. It creates sickness, it creates resentment, it creates bitterness, it creates depression. So let me tell you a story about myself. I used to hate myself. I hated my body. I was highly depressed. I was constantly judging myself. I was constantly comparing myself with other women. And I was always not as pretty, not as smart, not as successful, whatever. I constantly felt fat and ugly. That's where I come from. And you might say, okay, what has this to do with anger? Hang in there for a moment. I will tell you what that has to do with anger as well. When we grow up, especially when we are not allowed to express anger, and I want to tell you why our parents also do that. There's no blame from my side or anything. But if you are not comfortable and able to express and own and deal with your own angers of emotions of anger, you cannot deal and hold the space and be present with someone who is angry. So if you as a parent, you have an unhealthy relationship with anger, you will not be able to teach your children to have a healthy relationship with anger. So I didn't grow up being able to express anger or think that I'm okay when I'm angry. So I didn't grow up like that. However, I was angry. There were a lot of moments in my life growing up that I was angry. I was angry that I wasn't allowed to do certain things. I was angry that I didn't get what I wanted. I was angry on an unconscious level that my needs weren't met. I was angry that I wasn't seen as who I was. I was angry that I was judged. I was angry about a lot of things, and we all are. Let's be real and honest. Anger is a huge piece of our society and people, and because we are not dealing with it in a healthy way, it comes up in different ways. One way that it shows up in your life is that you put the anger against yourself. And I feel this so deeply right now when I share this with you guys. The pain underneath the anger, but what I did with the anger I had that I couldn't express on the outside or in any other way, I put that anger against myself. I hated myself, I judged myself, I punished myself by overeating. The anger that I wasn't able to express was against myself. I swallowed it and I wasn't aware of that back then. I'm sharing this with you because I came a long way and I did a lot of inner work, and that's what I do. This is only one piece. So unexpressed anger was very unhealthy for me and made me feel very depressed. And that's only one piece. There were many other pieces why I was struggling with that, but anger was one piece. I was not able to express the anger and I kind of beat myself up. Does that make sense? Does anybody resonate with that? I mean, is anyone here watching right now or watching the recording or the replay that has a hard time expressing anger? Maybe feels bad about being angry, maybe has a belief of anger is no good, I need to be nice and kind. Do you judge yourself sometimes? Are you angry with yourself? Like, just share with me real brief. Does that resonate with you? Does that make sense? Do you totally disagree? I would love to really engage with you and to hear your opinions. So leave me a comment below right now. Okay, that's only one example. Another example is the total opposite. If you don't learn to deal with anger in a healthy way, and you don't consciously put it against yourself, you will lash it out on other people. Okay, absolutely. I'm still working on expressing myself when I'm in an angry mood. Totally get that. Yeah, thank you for sharing all the time. And yeah, totally get that. And I'm also asking you to post those comments, and I'm sharing this with you because we often feel we are the only ones. We have a problem. What's wrong with me? And I want you to know that we all struggle with it. We all battle with it in some way or another. And just by knowing that and by being open to share creates already a space to put that from underneath the carpet up, and you can actually do something about it. Yeah, you can do the inner work, you can ask for help, you can transform that, and you can learn. And you can learn to deal with that in a healthy way for you, so that you create love, peace, connection with someone versus, shutting down, closing up, being angry inside. And unexpressed anger is really also a cause of many diseases. I truly believe that. So, okay, let's go back to the destructive way of expressing anger to outside. If you are not able to own and take responsibility for your emotion and hold the space for yourself, you will be angry at someone else. And we do this all the time, both ways. Like, I'm sure you were the receiver of someone really being angry, and that hurts. It's very uncomfortable, and it makes you sometimes want to push back, right? And then every person in this world, including myself, has been angry and hurt someone by being angry because we couldn't control the anger. We were just blaming someone. So that's not what I'm talking about when I say, hey, anger is good. We have to express anger. But expressing anger does not mean hurting someone, but still owning your emotion. And that's a very advanced skill. Like, it's not something that you learn overnight. And for some of you, it might be a new concept or maybe not. But there is a way for you to use that energy, to use that emotion so that you stay empowered, that you stay open to connect and express and communicate. Who would like that? Like, I'm just curious, I don't, tell me. And Debbie said, like, Debbie, what you are saying makes sense. I don't think my parents told me to not express anger. Sometimes I think I express too much anger. Yes. Yes and no. In a sense is, we learn it, and that's a very good point, Debbie. So either we are kind of shut down, or we are too angry and they don't know how to deal with that either. And again, it's not a blame here. It's just energy. It's understanding and awareness. And we don't learn these things in school. So it's nowhere to blame them. But if you're not able to, or if you don't learn as a young age how to deal with your anger, you either put it inside and you kind of swallow it down, or you lash out too much. So, and for you, Debbie, it might have been like the opposite. It's like you were maybe too angry out there and you didn't learn how to actually bring that into a balance that was healthy for you and healthy in communication with others. And we've been talking and working with that, Debbie, and we will do more. So I'm happy that you're actually here right now. Okay, does it make sense? Okay, good. So, and the truth is, and I sometimes get really annoyed by some teachers out there saying, hey, anger is bad, never be angry, always be kind and loving. And if you know me, I teach love, I teach self-love, kindness, compassion. So I'm all about love and connection. And at the same time, when you deny a part of you, when you try to hide a part of you, it will cut off the flow of love, communication, action. And it's just part of our human existence. And it's important. And especially for women who feel insecure, not safe, more like a victim. If you don't have access to that energy that brings anger, you will not be able to defend yourself powerfully if something comes your way. Does that make sense? Angelina, sometimes as a woman, I felt I had to be angry to get people to listen to me. I felt they were dismissive of me unless I was acting out. Totally get what you're saying. Yeah. And I want to tell you something right now. This is a huge, huge topic. And we only have a short amount of time today, so we are only scratching the surface here. And if you have more additional questions later, or you want to, dive a little deeper, just private message me. I will not be able to bring the whole thing here and to cover the whole topic. It's a huge, huge topic, and I've been working for years on that. Just another little story. Because I grew up that way and I was a pleaser, I was such a pleaser, always nice, always smiling, just a nice girl, right? And I'm still nice, but you don't mess with me anymore. I was proud, listen to this. I was proud of never getting angry. Okay, little did I know back then that was totally against me, and I was shutting myself down, and I was totally cut off from my power and disconnected from myself. But I felt there was an illusion of being proud, and that was a good thing, that I wasn't angry. However, I didn't know that I was super extremely angry deep inside, and it was very unhealthy for me. Why I'm sharing this with you is in our society, or especially also in the spiritual field, it's like always be loving and kind and never experience anger is kind of the ultimate enlightenment or something like that. And that's bullshit. And I'm sorry, I'm gonna be super, super honest. As long as we are in a human body, we will have certain emotions that we actually need and that are also healthy for us. But it's very important to take responsibility, to learn how to deal with them so that you are whole, that you are in balance, and you can use it in any area of your life. And I'm not a pleaser anymore. I'm still very nice sometimes. I am generally interested and loving and very accepting of people. And at the same time, when I need to, I can be very tough, and I can be very set strong boundaries and take care of myself. And as a woman, especially as a woman, we need that, because from an instinctual point of view, there is something in us that believes like, we are weaker, we are afraid, we don't feel safe. We don't feel safe to be angry sometimes because it's not so accepted. Okay. So, I actually don't have my watch here. Can someone leave a comment real quick what time it is? I need you guys. Help me out here. What time is it? How many minutes do I still have left? I'm going to wrap it up though. Do you have any questions? Leave them now in the comment below. Leave them in the comment below, your chance, if you have any questions about this. And we can also continue this conversation. I think it's a super, super important topic, because it's not, I really want, 11:20, thank you, Debbie, so it's 9:20 here, awesome. So again, it's really the how-to. The how-to is the most important piece. It's not about just being, hey, fuck this, I'm just going to be angry and let it all out and I don't care what I'm going to create on the outside. It's the total opposite. You want to take responsibility and use anger in a very, very powerful and healthy way. And that doesn't happen overnight because we usually don't learn this. So I invite you to do the inner work that's needed for several reasons. First of all, it will free up a blocked energy in you that either prevents you from being more loving to yourself, more alive, more connected, more free. And maybe for you, it will be the next step of actually communicating in a way that you get your needs met, that you feel heard, that you don't, like Antonia said, that you don't feel like you have to act out to be heard and respected, that you find a way that you use that energy to fully empower yourself from within, and you can use it when you need it, and you are not a victim of someone else's anger, or you are just not resentful because you can't express yourself, or resentful because you always feel you give and you can't, you give too much, you don't ask for what you need. There's so many areas that when you have that energy available of that anger, survival instinct energy, it will make a huge difference in your life. So I just wanted to bring that up today to the plate. And do you have any questions? No? Okay, you're good. Share this if this was valuable. Share this with any woman that you know struggles, also men, that struggles with expressing her or his anger, who wants to be more empowered, who might be actually struggling with depression. Because when I was struggling with depression, one thing I've learned over the years and working with hundreds of people, including myself, that there's depression always has an aspect of unresolved and unexpressed anger. And because we're so afraid of expressing it, we rather go and shut down and we are depressed. So share this Soul Infused Monday show today about anger with anyone that you know will benefit from hearing this today. Okay? Thank you so much for being here with me today. I love you. I appreciate you. And I can be so loving because I also allow myself to be angry. I hope that makes sense. Have a fantastic start to your day or rest of your day and an even more amazing week. And I will see you next Monday again at the Soul Infused Monday show. Bye-bye.